John from Financial MD. Welcome to today's Didactic Minute. Today we're going to talk about insurance, but a very specific insurance that's not often discussed. And I don't think many of my physicians understood it much before we sat down and talked about it. And it's called umbrella policies or personal liability policies. Now, these are something that you can get through your home or auto insurance, or you can get it standalone somewhere. But here's the gist of what it is. It's a property and casualty policy, which means that it covers liability for personal things. Now, you can get it for the commercial side, but today we're just going to talk about the personal. So you're a doctor, you rent or you own a home, you drive a car, you own one. In any of these scenarios, you need insurance for that particular asset, not only to replace it, but to cover any liability that could come along with it. Someone gets hurt, you hurt somebody, there's all sorts of things that can happen here. And each of these policies, your home or your auto, will have liability and personal injury protection on those, but they'll have limits. Could be $100,000, could be $300,000, could be $500,000, whatever you initially set up. And to be honest, most people don't know. So I think it would be worth your time to look into it just to get familiar with what your coverages are. What an umbrella policy is, or a personal liability policy, will essentially extend those coverages on those things. So if you get into a situation, you rear end somebody, seems like a fairly non-harmful accident. The driver gets out, seems fine, but he sees you're in a white coat. Oh, and all of a sudden, he can't walk real well, his neck hurts, you see a lawsuit coming. That's not uncommon. Essentially, what's going to happen, you may get $1 million lawsuit for whatever damages and those kinds of things. You're going to hit your limits on your car insurance if your limit's only $300,000, which is typical. Then an umbrella policy would then come in to bridge that gap or cover the difference over and above what your normal limits are. Now, how much should you get, or should you even get one? I think an umbrella policy is a good idea for most people, for sure. For doctors specifically, great idea, because you have a much higher likelihood of being sued for whatever reason. I'm not talking malpractice or work-related things. Your insurance at work, your malpractice insurance covers that stuff. I'm talking about personally. Still, you are sued more often. So you want to get at least $1 million to $5 million of an umbrella policy, depending on your income, your assets. You may say, I don't have any assets, so it really doesn't matter if I get sued. But here's the kicker. Even if you're a resident, they can sue you for future income. So just be aware of that. These policies are cheap. Talk to your home and auto carrier to see what quotes are. It could be 10, 20, 30 bucks a month for $1 million or more. But I would encourage you. I think it's something you should look into. Hit us up if you have any questions, and post any comments if you've seen some interesting stories where umbrella policies were needed. This is John from Financial MD with today's Didactic Minute. We'll see you next time.